Welcome to episode 13 of Beyond the Jumper. Today we're actually filming it. So I'm your host, Connor Herrick. Today I'm joined by co-host Reese Herrick. Reese, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
Doing good, man. Summer League, unfortunately, is coming to an end here soon.
Yep,
Um,
got the
kind of thought,
semifinals today.
yep. Um, so to start us off today, I want to go with our top five kind of second and third year guys in the Summer League so far that you've seen. So to start us off, who's kind of your number one?
Well, he didn't play in Vegas Summer League, but he played in the California Classic. This is Keegan Murray. Um,
Okay.
I mean, he just shouldn't even be out there. He was dominating. He had like 40-point games. No wonder he didn't play in Vegas. He probably would have won Summer League MVP again. He's amazing. Like he can shoot like the best of them, and yeah, I'm really excited to see him next year.
Yeah, he looked amazing offensively, defensively. Um, yeah, I think he's going to have a big year. Do we possibly think he could be most improved player next year?
Maybe. I mean,
Hey, I mean, he's shown that his improvements kind of really been drastic. So, I mean, he's dominating in the summer league. So, hopefully, he can have a big year for Sacramento, and hopefully, Sacramento can get to the playoffs again.
yeah, I think they definitely will. They'll definitely make it again.
You know me, I'm a huge De'Aaron Fox guy. I think he's going to be a top five point guard next year.
Yeah.
All right, so who was your second?
My second was Jabari Smith. Just, I mean, he looked a lot better from his rookie year, a little shaky in his rookie year, but picked it up in the second half. I mean, his shot selection is a lot better that I can see in Summer League, and him using his length and actually like his shot making and efficiencies is a lot better.
Mm-hmm. I think in terms of him just being patient and then his back to the basket game, I think has just drastically grown. And he's kind of more comfortable shooting over length. Um, so many times he just kind of spots up, does reverse pivot, and then I mean he just looks to shoot over the guy. And I mean his shot making ability is still there. Obviously, I mean in college he was a crazy good
Yeah.
shooter. Yeah, so he's grown a lot, and I think he has a big year next year as well. So who had number three?
I have Orlando Robinson undrafted from the Heat. A big guy who can stretch the floor and can play back to the basket again. I mean, he's a good rebounder. He was averaging like 25 and 10 in the summer league. He's been really good.
Yeah, great IQ. He knows what to do when he's setting the screen, slip, pop. I mean, roll. He's really good at all three. Do we possibly think he gets minutes for the Heat next year?
Yeah, I think with Thomas Bryant probably in their backup big, I mean, he's not like that good, so I think he'll get some play um, and since I mean their team's a little small and Orlando Robinson's bigger, so maybe he will get some. I think he'll definitely get more playing time.
Yeah, just a backup big, which they obviously needed against Jokic and the Denver Nuggets. So just having someone with that length that can really score from the outside and stretch the floor as well as play defense inside is huge for the Miami Heat. So who you got it for?
Um, I have Tari Eason, just a guy who looks like a veteran out there. Really aggressive, can shoot, and just a ferocious dunker.
I mean, he's a dog on defense, dude. I mean,
Yeah,
Tari Eason's shown that, hey, man, I deserve to be on this all rookie team. Jabari Smith's here, but man, I can hoop too. Um, I think he has a really good next year.
yeah,
Um, Another guy that can really score. He's looking more comfortable. Led, I think, probably one of the better summer league teams in the Rockets to kind of a 4-0 record. So they've been super fun to watch.
yeah.
So who you got at five?
I split both. I have both the Jaden Hardy and Jaden Springer.
Mm-hmm.
So Jaden Hardy, I mean, he's just a really good scorer, and I think he'll definitely help the Mavericks out. But he's not. been maybe as efficient as you want in summer league, but I mean he's averaging 23 points, been their best player.
Hmm.
And then for Jaden Springer, I mean he's just a really good athlete, a really good defender. He just kind of needs to work on his shot. His 3-point shot's not really there. And maybe he'll get some run with the 76ers. But I mean, we'll see. He's been really good in the G League.
I mean, yeah, I think he won. Didn't he win Finals MVP for the
Yeah, I think he
Sixers G
did.
League?
Yeah.
Um, Springer just looks like the most fundamental dude ever. I mean, when he gets in the paint, he plays really well off of 2 feet. Um, he he makes shots when he needs to, and he's, yeah, as you said, a great defender, and he's super athletic, which makes it easier for him to finish.
Yeah.
Um, and then Hardy, I do agree with you. Efficiency from three needs to go up, but he got to the line a lot. He's shooting 81% from the free throw line in the summer league. Um, I'm hoping he can kind of break out next year alongside Kyrie and Luca. And
Yeah.
then in terms of Springer, I mean, it sounds like Harden's on his way out, so there's going to be some point guard responsibilities that will be needed to kind of be filled for the Sixers. So maybe we'll see Springer kind of get some good minutes next year for the 76ers.
Yeah, he could be a backup point guard if Harden gets traded and they start Patrick Beverly, but
Yeah. So yeah, I had Springer as well. Jalen Duren is personally one of my favorites. Seeing someone that just dominated inside in terms of perimeter or interior defense, and that he can switch on to guards and kind of defend them because he's so quick. Seeing him be able to dribble the ball and like kind of have a nice handle and shooting threes. I didn't think I was going to see this
yeah.
from Duren in year two. I think he might have a monster year next year. I'm super excited for him. He looks really solid.
Yeah, he's just creating for himself off the dribble, pull up shots, shooting threes. I mean, he can be also maybe an all defensive player
Hmm.
next year.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to get all the minutes possible. So I mean, I'm excited to see what he does. And then my second was Chet Holmgren. I know you're big on Chet. He looks kind of what we kind of expected from him. Um, can really score it, but at times he tries to do a little too much, which can result
Yeah.
in some turnovers. And every once in a while, he gets knocked on his ass and just kind of he falls down a lot.
Yeah.
um, but in terms of interior defense, I mean, his length, I mean,
It
is
doesn't get much better
crazy.
than him.
Yeah, I mean, and he, from what I've seen from Wembanyama, Chet is definitely quicker and faster than Wemby, I think, in terms of kind of with the ball and also on defense. So I think Chet. I mean, you think he could possibly win Rookie of the Year, and I'm right there with you.
Yeah.
I think he's not going to be forcing it as much during the year next year because Giddy, J Dub, and then Gilgis Alexander. I mean, they're going to create for him, and not only can he create for himself, but just kind of going to be having these open cuts and baseline cuts to dunks is going to be huge for Chet. I'm super excited. And then I'm big on Peyton Watson from Denver. Just phenomenal perimeter defender. Um,
Yeah.
he's got to work on that 3 point shot. I think once he gets that 3 point shot, he can consistently make it. I mean, talk about a guy that can come in and just, I mean, he's got great size and length. He can really guard kind of two, three, four, and even a one. I'm super excited. And he brings the same intensity I think Tari Eason brings in terms of just effort given. You see him just absolutely battling. And I love Peyton Watson. And then
Yeah, I think he'll
I'm all,
definitely Payne Watson, I think he'll definitely get more playing time with the loss of Bruce Brown.
oh, for sure. Yeah. And then I'm going with Benedict Mathurin as well, even though he only played in 2 games. Another kind of Keegan Murray guy. Shouldn't be out there. I think he's going to be a star next year alongside Tyrese Halliburton. They got a good young core there, man. And the addition of Bruce Brown, Toppin, they're going to be fun to watch. Indiana basketball might be back. They're kind of one of my sleeper teams, I think, that has a really good year.
I think
And
they definitely
then,
will too.
Yeah. And then my last was Max Christie, kind of alongside Quinones. Christie looks really good, and I'm someone I did not like the pick out of Michigan State. I thought he was inefficient at Michigan State, wasn't scoring a ton. Um, you can see that he's really worked. I mean, he has been in the gym. I mean, that jumper looks good. He looks shifty with the ball, super comfortable, can create for himself, can shoot the three, can shoot the mid range, and can get to the rim. And another guy that kind of plays similar is Quinones for the Warriors. Um, he's got a really nice handle, got good size, can shoot the ball really well. I was looking at his 3 point percentage in the summer league. Not as efficient as you'd like it to be, but I mean, he's definitely a shooter. And maybe he kind of comes in and fills that Jordan Poole spot off the bench. Maybe not right away, but I think he'll definitely get some minutes for the Warriors. And Warriors fans should be excited. The kid can really play. So next, we're gonna do kind of our top five surprises in the summer league so far. Reese, go ahead. Who's at number one for you?
My number one is Hunter Tyson. Out of Denver. I think I didn't know he could like score the ball this well. I mean, he's obviously a really good shooter out of college, but I just think he looked really good that he'll get some minutes for the Nuggets.
I mean, yeah, can shoot the ball, can get to the rim, solid defender. Hunter Tyson, yeah, he's balled out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Who you got number two?
Um, my second one is Keontae George. I mean, it hasn't been like it's been a little bit surprised that he's been this good. Like,
Mm-hmm.
been really efficient. His playmaking's been a lot better than what people thought. And I think he might be like at least a starting or like backup point guard for the Jazz.
Yeah. Keontae George, everything that NBA scouts were worried about in terms of him being super inefficient and maybe not being a playmaker, he said, "F you guys. I know how to play basketball." And I mean, yeah, he's been extraordinary, dude. And you and I thought the Jazz needed a point guard. Maybe they saw Keontae George as potentially that point guard. I
Maybe
mean, the spot's open, and he's showing that he can
playmaking
really
pretty
play
well.
make.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I would love to see. I love Agbaji. Personally, I wish he was a little bit better and efficient numbers. Would have liked to seen him kind of look a little bit more comfortable. But yeah, Keontae George has been amazing. Who you got number three?
Um, I have Kobe Brown. Just came off a 35 point game. I mean, I didn't know much of about him out of college, but I mean, he looked really good, can shoot really good, has a good post game, and can rebound really well.
He's kind of like a Draymond undersized big that can actually shoot, as Draymond can't really shoot. So yeah, he looks really good out of Missouri.
Yeah. So for my fourth one, um, I have Dominic Barlow for the Spurs. Their center who played a little bit last year, but I mean, he looks really good in the summer league. Um, he did just get dunked on by Sar Thompson, like pretty bad. But other than that, I mean, his post or his free throw line, like mid-range jumper, I mean, it feels like that goes in like all the time when I watch him. I mean, I think he'll be probably well, I mean, they do have Zach Collins, but I think he'll play a lot more for the Spurs.
Yeah, I agree. Barlow has great touch. He's a really good defender. Um, he's got some guard skills as a big, and he does kind of really good interior defense and can switch on to smaller guys. So yeah, I love it. Who you
Yeah.
got to fight?
I kind of have two people. Um, First one's Jordan Walsh. Um, I didn't know he could score like this out of Arkansas. I thought he was just like a really good defender, but as you can see, he can shoot the ball pretty well. And I think he'll definitely be used for the Celtics a little bit, I think.
Yeah, definitely. Kind of one of his major concerns was that he really can't shoot, and another guy that's proven these scouts wrong. And yeah, he looks really good, and I think he can help the Celtics right away in terms of their defense after losing Marcus Smart too. Drafting someone that's showing that they can also score as well as play just elite defense. Super exciting for Boston fans.
Yeah. My other guy is Colin Castleton, out of the Lakers. I think he's been really good as a center for them. I mean, he has a really good touch around the rim, really good floater, and I mean, he brings up the ball sometimes. I mean, I think his passing's pretty underrated too.
As a playmaker, yeah, I completely agree. And he's pretty quick for how big he is, which you really don't see. And yeah, he surprised me as well out of Florida.
Yeah, I think the
Um,
Lakers maybe might use him a little bit because, I mean, just another like big body.
yeah, and we know Anthony Davis doesn't like playing center, so I mean, maybe you put Castleton on in there and alongside Davis. I mean, with Castleton's passing ability, it'd be kind of fun to see a little high-low action between those
They
two
do have
guys.
Jackson Hayes, but I do think like Castleton's a little bit more better, like floater and like post game than Jackson Hayes.
Mm-hmm. So for me, one of my surprises is Julian Strawther alongside just the Denver Nuggets draft class. Strawther's shown that he's capable of scoring, and all because he's a little older doesn't mean you should pass on him. I think he's gonna play right away for the Nuggets off the bench. I mean, he's 6'7", terrific length. Defense needs to work on a little bit, but in terms of offense, I mean, dude, he can score.
Yeah.
And then my second, um, if Scoot Henderson doesn't get injured, I don't know if he's on this list. Michael DeVoe out of Georgia Tech,
Yeah, I had
undrafted
him on my list too, but I was like,
dude, undrafted guy, and I mean, he just balls, dude. That's the
yeah,
only thing you watch him and you're like, man, this guy can play.
really good
I mean,
shooter.
great shooter. His playmaking is really well as well. Can play defense. I think the Trailblazers were kind of like, wow, we actually got a good kid in DeVoe alongside Scoot. So I'm hoping DeVoe. I'm assuming he'll sign somewhere, get a two-way, absolutely
How
dominate
old
in
is
the
he?
league. He's 23,
23, yeah.
so a little older, which kind of stinks. But
In the G League somewhere, maybe.
he, yeah, he's shown that he deserves to be in the league. He's been super fun to watch. And then, yeah, I had Hunter Tyson, Keontae George, and Kobe Brown on my list as well. Um, yeah, so that's kind of you covered pretty much all the guys I had. So now let's do disappointments. I'll start this one off. Um, I was debating putting the Charlotte Hornets on there as a team as a
Yeah, I did
whole.
that too. I had them as a whole on
Um,
mine.
I felt like McGowan's
But I
looked
had
good at
Brandon
times.
Miller at number one for me. So
Yeah. So Brandon Miller's inefficiency from three is a major concern because that's kind of why he was drafted. But we and then his defense. I mean, the fouls are just it's crazy. I mean, what he had 13 fouls in 2 games,
he's like 15.
15. I mean,
Yes,
geez,
he has played better these last like two
he
games.
definitely has. His upside has been he can rebound his length. But we need to see him become a little bit more comfortable with the ball on offense and kind of create for himself. And then James Booknight, what happened?
Yeah,
I
I know.
mean, I thought he was going to be so good. He sucks. Like,
Yeah.
like I'm gonna be like he just looks like he doesn't care.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm in the league. You know what? I'm with Charlotte. I'm hoping he gets traded somewhere, like to the Spurs or some organization that can actually help him. Because God, the Hornets organization. I mean, you look at their summer league roster and you're like, wow, this team is going to be good. They've won one game and
Yeah, they've won one game and
they
their like
played in
starting
California
five didn't
too.
even play.
Yeah, like it's a little concerning as not a Hornets fan, but as in the organization, it's like, man, we're yikes. Um,
I think
so I had Kai Jones as well.
Ty Jones. I mean, he's kind of what you expect. Like,
Yeah. I mean,
like
last year he came out and decided to shoot just
oh
10
yeah,
threes
I
in the
remember,
first
dude.
game.
Like,
I'm like, bro, what are you doing?
yeah.
Maybe not yet, man.
And then
Um,
Bryce McGowan's, I mean, he's looked a little bit better, but like
better than those guys.
I think the only bright spot has been Amari Bailey.
Amari Bailey. And then Nick Smith Jr.
Nick Smith
that
Jr., yeah, he had a really good game recently
mhm,
too. So yeah.
needs to work on his efficiency, dude. He looks very good though. Even though he kind of hasn't played absolutely amazing, he's kind of stepped it up. I mean, that 33-point game he had, I mean, dude, his mid range was butter. I mean, he had some nasty moves getting to the rim. Um, yeah, so Brandon Miller, he stepped it up, but there's been multiple concerns with him. So my second is it's my boy. It's Jalen Hood Schifino. Um, I don't necessarily think he's played terrible, but man, his shooting has not been great. And I thought he was kind of going to take over the summer league, maybe play like Keontae George. That hasn't happened. Um, his playmaking ability has been there. His shooting just hasn't. And I have liked when he gets to the rim, but I was expecting a little bit more out of Hood Schifino. And then my third, it's Kobe Buffkin,
I was about to
um,
put him on my list too, but
shooting 16% from three. Yikes, man.
most
Um,
people had him like pretty high in the
yeah, and I mean that
I mean
Hawks
it's
team,
just some
they don't have like they. It's not like they got some other bucket. Like Kobe was kind of supposed to kind of be the man in this summer league, and I actually have his teammate on here too, AJ Griffin. In 2 games, he averaged
yeah.
9 points and was
You want him
terrible.
to
Like
be better.
yeah, like you're expecting him to kind of be like Branham, Murray, like those
Mathurin.
kind of level guys to come in and play. Um, so I had him, and then I got two more. JD Davison for the Celtics, someone who dominated in the G. And he had a really good summer league last year. A freakishly athletic point guard. The turnovers whole. I mean, he had what? He had 10 in a game. I mean, that's atrocious.
He does get like double double like each game, but like and like
I mean,
assists and rebounds.
but I mean, there's some other things
Yeah.
you can look a little bit into it, and it's not been good. Um, if you're having 10 assists and you're having 10 turnovers, I mean, it's not necessarily the best thing. I just think he would. I thought he would be scoring more.
Yeah.
And then my last guy, which this hurts to say, Patrick Baldwin. I mean, I would hope that this kid would be shooting 15, 20 times a game in the summer league. Like I still think he's got potential, but I mean, the Wizards summer league hasn't been great at all. I mean, Koulibaly had kind of one really good game. Johnny Davis just
He's on my
chugs, and then Ryan Rollins I thought would be a little bit better as well. It just seems like there's no chemistry on that team. Um, so those are mine. Do you have any that I didn't hit that you have?
What we just said, Koulibaly, he's one of mine. I mean, drafted seventh overall. You may want him to do more, but he's kind of like a project. So I mean, the Wizards probably don't like care that much because he's not gonna be good until like years
It'll
down.
take him. Yeah, it'll take him three. Like it's going to be a process with him. I will say the one bright spot has been his defense.
Yeah. Another one. This might be a surprise. Shaden Sharp. I mean, he's shooting really like 34%, and like I feel like you want him to be like Matherin and like them, where he like dominates summer league. I mean, he has all these highlights, but he's not like shooting that efficiently.
I
And
just
like, yeah,
man that I thought Sharp has looked pretty damn good. But I agree with you. His shot selection needs to improve.
and then Melanie, you probably don't agree with this either. My last one is Cason Wallace. He had a good first game, and then the other
That's it.
games have not been good for him.
Yeah. I mean,
He
yeah,
just
I completely
hasn't
agree
shot
with
it well
you.
after that first game.
Yeah.
And then another.
Um,
Okay, yeah, do you want to
I was just gonna say in terms of Case and Wallace, that first game, I mean, kid was hot from three, and after that, it was just kind of
go?
yeah, wasn't great.
Another one that I have is Maxwell Lewis. Like I thought he was gonna be a lot better, but like he just doesn't shoot that much or
He just doesn't look to
I
shoot
don't yeah.
like dude when he does shoot, it's like wow, he's got a good looking jumper, but it's like when are you gonna shoot, dude? Like you're going 2 for 4, shooting 50%, but it's like you're only shooting the ball 4 times.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you. Um, so now to our my top five young cores that played in the summer league. Um, I don't necessarily have an order, but I think I have Thunder at one
Yeah, me too.
with Chet, J Dub, Trey Man, Zhang,
Yeah.
Kaysen, Keontae. I mean, I could keep going.
Yeah.
Um, at two, I'm gonna go with the Rockets.
At two, I have the Magic.
You got the Magic. Wow.
Yeah, I mean Franz, I think he's gonna be really good. Paulo, Anthony
Oh,
Mack looks really good, and Chad
I'm just
Howard.
talking that played in summer league.
Okay, well I'm talking like just
You're
like
talking in so how about we'll do that after. We'll do that after
oh,
this. All right. So I had Piston or I had Thunder at one, Rockets at two with
well yeah,
Tari,
I agree with that
Jabari,
too.
and
Yeah.
then Cam Whitmore somehow went to 20 because the NBA is just a dumbass, letting him fall to 20. I really don't know how he fell that far. Um,
Yeah.
I'm still gonna be angry about the Jaime Jaquez pick at 18. Not sure how you let Cam Whitmore
Well, Jaime
fall.
looked pretty good in at least
Jaime
this
looked good
game.
in one game.
Yeah. I
One
don't know
game.
why is he not playing or why?
Because he got absolutely clamped by Keegan Murray, and they're like, "All right, well, we don't want everyone to worry and freak out about it."
Smoke.
Um, I just yeah, I don't understand the Cam Whitmore stuff. So and then I have Pistons at three with Duran, Ivy, Asar looks like a star. Um, I think I'm gonna have to get a Asar jersey. I mean, he's that good. I just love watching him play.
Yeah.
He's such a team player too, man. Like he has no issue passing the ball, which I love to see. He's great on defense. You love Vassar as well. You're higher on him than you are his brother.
Yeah, I think both of them. I mean, I didn't really watch much of them in like overtime elite, but like both of them have impressed me.
Yeah, for sure. And then at four, I had the Nuggets. I went with Hunter Tyson, Strother, and Pickett, and Peyton Watson.
Oh yeah,
Um,
my list is a little screwed, but I guess at three, you don't have the Pistons.
I did have the Pistons,
Oh, you had them at three.
so I had Thunder, Rockets, Pistons, Nuggets so far.
Oh yeah, I'd probably go. Yeah, Thunder, Rockets, Pistons, and then
Or
Jazz.
yeah, Thunder, Rockets, Pistons. Sorry, that's what I meant.
And then I'd probably go Jazz at four. I mean, Keontae George, Ochai, Taylor Hendricks, Bryce Sensabaugh.
Mm-hmm. Um,
But
yeah,
we haven't seen them play, so
yeah, I would have liked to have seen Hendricks and Sensible. So yeah, Denver winning a
mm,
championship and having four young, promising guys. Good for them. They're going to be top of the West. I think. I think it'll be a while. Um,
I think I know what your last one is.
if you had to guess, who would you guess?
The Pacers.
Yes, it is the Pacers.
Yeah, I'd probably put
Yep,
that.
yep. Matherin, Nemhard, Jackson. I probably should have had them at four over the Nuggets. I'd probably change that. Jarris Walker's my boy. I love him. I think he's going to be an absolute dog in the NBA. Um, Shepard, I'm super high on him as well. I think the
Cheeks,
Pacers are. Yep.
Chigwe.
Shibwe, your boy, look good.
Well, I will see. He'll probably go on their G
Yeah.
League team or.
Shout out Alex Norris, his favorite player, Oscar Shibwe. Um, yeah. So yep. So I think I would go. I would go Thunder, Rockets, Pistons, Pacers, and then Nuggets.
Yeah,
So who are your top five, just including everybody, young cores in the NBA?
I went, but I saw like who's the um youngest teams in the NBA. Um, number one. I mean, this isn't really that much different, but number one's OKC with like Shea, Giddy, J Dub, J Will, Dang, like everybody.
Real quick, can we talk about how J Dub just looked like
Oh yeah,
LeBron
I probably should
against these
include
guys?
him because, like, I
I
mean,
mean,
he looked like definitely shouldn't be out there.
yeah, he played one game and they're like, nope, nope. It's
Yeah,
like
dude,
open gym for him, dude.
he
Yeah,
had 20
he
points in
looked
like
so
the
good.
first like quarter or something.
Yeah,
And then number two, I have Magic, yeah, Franz, Paulo, Anthony Black, who looks like a pretty good defender. Maybe need to prove efficiency, but he's only a rookie. So, and Jed Howard, maybe that was a little bit of a reach, but I mean he's looking better. And then
hey, my boy Jet, man, he. So I was high on Jet. I think he's looked pretty
yeah,
good.
I mean they've got like Cole Anthony, Jalen Suggs, but I mean I don't know if we'll see about him. Like
Your boy Wendell Carter.
yeah, Wendell Carter, Markel Fultz. And then I have the Jazz at three with Markin. I mean, Markin is not like that young anymore, but um, Ochai, Colin Sexton's still kind of young. Taylor Hendricks, Sensible, Walker
George.
Kessler,
Yeah.
and then four I have Rockets with I mean all the guys that you said, like
Mm-hmm.
Jalen Green and Şengün. I think gotta watch
Rockets gonna be scary,
Şengün,
man.
dude. Şengün, bro, he's so good.
I'm gonna be honest. I really wish they would have not signed Van Vliet and just had all these young guys just get super close and just learn how to play with one another and just maybe suck if they needed to.
Yeah, but they had to spend the money.
You don't have to spend the money.
I'm pretty sure, don't you have to spend like 90% of it or something?
Yeah, or else you kind of just goes. But just somebody else, not Van Vliet, dude. He's just such a ball chucker.
We'll see. They kind of need some vets in there though to
Yeah,
like
but like
make a
Dylan
jump.
Brooks, Dylan Brooks is surprisingly the one I understand. Bring in a dude that everybody hates. Just bring in the villain. It seems like he gets super close with his teammates. Van Vliet, I don't like though, especially with Amen Thompson.
Yeah, we'll see what their lineup looks like. And then number five, I have the Pistons, Cade, Ivy, Duran, like Asar. Yeah,
Dude, they're gonna be fun. We get the dude. There's some good young teams that are coming up on the rise.
yeah. There's
Um,
some that I mean, like the Pacers. How the
Pacers, man, dude, I think they're gonna be sneaky good next year.
yeah,
Because
Toppin,
dude, they're deep too. Like they got depth
Bruce
now.
Brown.
Yeah, top in. I wanted my boy Jarris to start, but I don't think it's gonna. I think Obi's gonna start over him.
Yeah, but I think Jared should.
It depends. It really depends. It depends how Obi shoots, and then in terms of how Obi is on defense, because I think Jarris has a little more of an upside, and I love Jarris Walker. Yeah, so that's all we have for this episode. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you next time.